I reflected a lot and I came up with a lot of New Year's resolutions this year. I don't normally do it. I almost never do New Year's resolutions, but this year I had kind of a bunch because it just so happened I was really thinking about myself and life when the time came. And the problem with New Year's resolutions, the reason that they're so hard to keep is that a year is a year long. If you could make a New Year's resolution and really only had to do it for like 3 weeks, you'd knock it out of the park. But there's something about the fifth Monday where you're like, again? No. And I think we should all cut ourselves some slack, genuinely, when you have trouble making your New Year's resolution a habit or sticking to it, because New Year's resolutions are as old as calendars. So as long as we've been keeping track, we've been trying to be better and failing. It's very human. And our New Year's resolutions, by and large, are things that we're gonna do or stop doing to stop hurting ourselves. If you read through history and you go back to the New Year's resolutions of whole civilizations, right? The Babylonians, the Romans, these people would have ceremonies, and usually a lot of what they did, a lot of their New Year's resolutions, was to appease their gods or the tribe at large. It wasn't just about them. And all of our New Year's resolutions, for the most part, are things we're going to stop doing or start doing to stop hurting ourselves. They had New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You read back in history, there were just New Year's resolutions of whole tribes that were like, this year, y'all, we not gonna pillage. We were doing too much last year. We were pillaging over here, pillaging over here. Not everything needed to be pillaged. We need to start focusing on us, all right? Even probably had a tribe leader came up with a slogan, we not gonna pillage, we gonna be a village. No, it's as old as time. And admittedly, there are some modern New Year's resolutions. I do know a few people in my life that have had to make New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You know, it's rare, but it does happen. Like I had one friend nonchalantly said, you know what, this year, I'm gonna cut less people. First of all, I didn't know she was cutting anybody. Second, your New Year's resolution is day one. Your New Year's resolution is to cut less. You didn't say none. None was an option. The year hasn't happened yet. You haven't even met who will be worth cutting, and you're still like, I might maybe give them a pass. Said, I'm gonna cut less people, and I was like, what do you mean cut less people? They were like, oh, you know how it is. I hate being asked or told if or that I know how something is when I clearly have no idea how it is. Oh, you know how it is. You go out and somebody press you, and next thing you know, you holding the blade on you. It's like, what life do you think I'm leading? What life are you leading? When are you doing this? I had a couple of New Year's resolutions. One of them was to focus on my health, which I'm already regretting. Genuinely, because this is my thing. When you try to focus on your health in the beginning of the year, you really think you're gonna do it. And that's why I'm making a New Year's resolution. If you tell me what I'm doing wrong, if you tell me what's wrong with me, in like September, I'm probably gonna be like, then I'll die. Sorry. I like doing that. But if we're starting a new year and you're like, don't do that, I'll be like, okay, I'll try, right? No. But the problem is when you focus on your health, you have to go to the doctor. And going to the doctor is a little bit too exact and final for me. If something wrong with me and I'm telling a friend about it and we're just sort of going back and forth spitballing about what it could be, it's almost kind of fun. You're like, maybe it's that. Oh, maybe it's that. Let's Google it. Oh, we shouldn't have Googled it. You know what I mean? But when you go to the doctor's like, no, you sick. And basically, I had to go to the doctor pretty early because, it's embarrassing to admit, but I feel like if I'm open, if I'm vulnerable about it, then it'll hopefully remove some of the stigma, okay? I had to go to the doctor because too many, I would even say most of my farts were whistling. Okay, all right. So if you're going through what I'm going through and you hear that laughter, that's why I'm doing this, to try to break through, to try to show the normalcy of what was happening to me. So basically, when I would fart, I don't even fart all the time, but every once in a while, you know, one goes, and it was just having at the tail end, very tail end, it was having just a little like to it. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know why it was happening, but I was hearing it. And I'm not like a musician in that way. I don't know a lot of music theory, but it did seem like a bit of a D sharp to it. Like it had a little bit of that fire alarm, that a little bit of that at the very end, right? And so one day I was walking and I don't even remember the food that I had, but it hit me in the wrong way. And so I sounded like a piccolo. I was walking and my steps were just a little fluty. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I walk and listen to music. So I'll have my big old headphones on, they're noise canceling, so I can really enjoy the music and everything. And I knew I had a problem because the cut through it was so high of a pitch, it must have got under the noise canceller. And so I was just walking, and I don't know, once again, about you, but when I'm wearing my headphones, I'm listening to music, and I'm walking, it feels like I can fart however loud I want because I can't hear it, so then it must not be that bad. I know that's not actually how sound works, but it's just kind of what goes through my head while I'm doing it. And I was walking, I just heard it, sort of like, do you remember? And I was like, uh-oh, I should probably talk to somebody. And so I did. I went to the doctor, and when I got to the doctor, I had a bit of an issue because I even tried to use as many big words as I could to describe what was happening to lessen the blow of what I had to say. So I was like, my flatulence is having some orchestral notes to it. And the doctor was like, what? And I'm like, don't do that. One of the main reasons I hate going to the doctor is because if you're a doctor, and especially if you're older than me and you're a doctor, I'm assuming you've been a doctor for a while, right? And if you've been a doctor for a while, then I'm assuming you've seen a lot of stuff. But somehow when I go to the doctor and I tell them my problem, they've never heard of it before. You got all these encyclopedias in here with all these diagrams of people's bodies and stuff, but then I tell you what I'm happening, you're like, what? And then I just made it simple. I was like, look, my farts are whistling. He was like, what? And I was like, that's worse. What happened to bedside manner? And so, you know, he fixed it. I'm fine now. It doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, basically there was something going on where I had pretty much like overexerted myself, and he explained it better, but I guess my organs were kind of like a Tom and Jerry configuration, and it was just making me whistle at the very end, and then it went back to normal. My second New Year's resolution was to be very mindful about what I do and say on a podcast. Now, I'm not perfect, but This has been the downfall of a lot of people. I'm not even saying that there's never going to be a podcast where I talk out of pocket. I don't know. It's just talking. And it's so much talking that along the way, you say something dumb or something that doesn't age well or something that you don't even really think. Maybe you're just talking, right? You get anybody to talk for hours and hours and hours, and eventually they'll say something pretty dumb. So I'm trying to be mindful about what I do and say on a podcast, because when podcasts started, before there was a ton of money in it, it was just one of two things. It was either people who had such a great rapport with each other that listening to them felt like listening with them, like being there with them and just having a party with your friends, and it was an interesting conversation that you felt like you were a part of, right? Or there was a very interesting person, an incredibly interesting person, and then someone had them on their podcast who was a good interviewer. And through giving a good interview, they pulled all of these interesting and beautiful things out of this very interesting person and then gave it to you. And so you either got some sort of education from it or you got some sort of community from it, right? And now, podcasts, I think we made too many microphones. Because now it's a genuine mess. You know? Like, I watched what I think was maybe one of the most important podcast clips of all time. One that exactly, perfectly describes what I'm kind of talking about. Mike D has a podcast. And in that podcast, he was talking to OG Tulo, a rapper. And while he was talking to him, OG Tulo reaches into his pocket and somehow shoots himself in the leg. I'm encouraging everyone to watch this clip because it's truly one of the most important moments in podcasting ever. I had so many questions when I saw this man shoot himself in the leg. First of all, what gun is little enough? But also, what pocket is big enough? Because you can't see a gun. He's literally got his hand in his pocket, which means there's a gun and his hand in his pocket. How deep are these pockets? They're like optical illusions. This man reaches into his pocket, and I want to be clear here, okay? OG Tulo and Mike D, they weren't having some sort of argument. Mike D wasn't coming at him. It's not like he was reaching in his pocket to grab his gun. If anything, it looked like he was reaching in his pocket for something else. And can I just say, don't put your gun in your pocket. But if you do, make sure your gun is the only thing in that pocket. Please do not put your gun and your keys in your pocket. I'm begging you not to put your gun and your phone in your pocket. Because this man looks like he's trying to move the gun. When you rewatch it, I've watched it 2,000 times. It looked like he's trying to move the gun out the way to get something else. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it to have your gun and your gum in the same pocket. This dude reaches into his pocket. Bam! And then Mike D, who's sitting across from him, Mike D goes, "Who shot who?" They're facing each other. He turns to the cameras out there where the people are, who I guess are producing the podcast. And he turns to them and goes, "Who shot who?" Somebody got shot? Sir, how often are people shooting each other at your studio for the first question to be, "Who shot who?" He didn't say who shot who as in like, "Oh no, a gun went off." He turned as if to say, "Y'all, we are trying to do something." This man turns. Who shot who? Somebody got shot? When you look for the clip, OG2Low, now that's O, letter O, G, letter G, we're capital letters, the number 2, like an email, OG2Low, right? OG2Low is fascinating to me because there are a lot of rappers who their name is not, it's not true to who they are as a person, right? But to his credit, OG2Low shoots himself in the leg and only goes, his reaction to shooting himself in the leg, all he does is go, ooh. This man doesn't cry, he doesn't freak out, he just makes the face you make when you drop a casserole, just, ooh. You know the face you make when you get caught coming home after curfew, you in the dark, you think you made it, then the lights come on and you're like, ooh. He makes the face you make when there's like 2 people arguing out in the world and you don't know either one, but then one of them is like, that's why I took your man, ooh. This man simply goes, ooh. And then a person behind the camera calls out and goes, Low, you good? There are a few things I hate more than being asked if I'm good when I should not be good. When I'm clearly, people wait till you hurt to ask if you're okay. And I understand the reflex question, but you just saw something very bad happen. You saw a man reach in his pocket where he clearly forgot he had a gun. And then shoot himself in the leg, and now you go, Low, you good? And OG2Low simply says, I think. And so I'm trying to be more mindful about what podcasts I do and what I do on them, because I've seen how bad it can go. You know? Another thing, another New Year's resolution I had was to take better pictures of my male friends. Okay? As men, we gotta start taking better pictures. This is rough. We wonder why it's a struggle out here, but I'm telling you, I know good men. Not just decent men, I'm talking about good, wholesome men. Father figures in father material, marriage material men who are out here taking pictures forehead first. I'm talking about forehead presented, forehead shiny, optical illusion, forehead forward. I don't even know how you get that angle. Did you put the camera on your head? You know, because that's what happens. As a man, you don't get that many good pictures taken of you by other dudes. You know? And then you post it because it's one of the only good pictures you have. You want to go on a dating site, you want to meet people, you go ahead and you post the pictures you have of yourself because what you have is what you have. And then you put that out into the world and you wonder why there aren't many bites. There aren't a ton of bites because when people are scrolling through your pictures, you look blurry. You look like if they met you, you would only be a memory, you know? You know what I'm talking about? You know that wave look when it's like, it's almost a good picture, but there's that movement at the end, so you're a little blurry on one side? Will she be dating a ghost? Who knows? We've got to start taking better pictures of each other. And I know it's hard. I know it feels weird to like take, because women are so good at doing it for each other. They'll take incredible pictures of each other. It won't even be picture day. It'll just be some good lighting in a random place. And they'll be like, hold up, stop. Let me get you. No. Pose, quick. Yep, see, this is good. You know? It's tough. We don't try enough. We don't try. Even if you muster up the courage as a man to know that you look good that day, and you ask your boy to take a picture of you, as men, we get too uncomfortable trying to make each other look good. Like you're scared to try to make your boy look hot. Even if you're looking good, bona fide, looking good, anybody can see it. You're dressed well, shaved, everything, right? And then you hand the phone to your boy. He's like, got it. That's not helpful. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. That's why when I post the picture, I look like smoke. Because you were so uncomfortable, you couldn't stop, let the phone rest for a sec. The phone didn't even get to adjust. Do you know the technology we have in our pockets? And the phone was like, I didn't get that at all. Women will do anything to take a good picture of their friend, especially when the friendship is mixed. Like when you're out with your male, female friends, and you're just walking, going to a restaurant, whatever, and then there's a moment where it's like, hey, this is good lighting, stop, let me take a picture of you. I've seen work put in. Because they love their friend. The things I've seen, it's not just one of these. I've seen women get angles for each other. Angles that it never occurred to me to get. The way that I've seen women work their knees backwards. No, you be still. I'm good. You be still. That's it right there. That's it. No, men take such bad pictures of ourselves and have such bad pictures of us taken. I'm pretty sure that's why nobody looks for us when we go missing. Be honest right now. If there is a man that goes missing, if they even put his picture on the local news, it's the worst picture of him if it's not a picture from high school. If it's not his high school picture with that bow tie or whatever, it's just him being like... And then you see the picture and you're like, I think he did it. I think he kidnapped him. That's what happened. I solved it. We don't need to look. That's why when you put a woman's picture on the national news, it's any picture. It's just a picture of her that's recent. And people are like, find her! Because it's a good picture. Another New Year's resolution that I made was to start making, how do I put this? I want to start having manlier mannerisms. The entire time I've been alive, I've just been moving the way I move because it's what feels natural to me in the moment, but I'm seeing every once in a while there'll be someone that comes into my life that shows me that actually, maybe not this way. When I was young, I was working this job, and there was a dude on the job who was he was in prison, and he was on work release. And he took me under his wing and was trying to teach me how to be more of a man. I didn't ask him to, but I also didn't really know how to take up for myself, so... I would do little things, and he would try to correct those things for me, right? And I remember one time I walked in the room, and it was pretty stinky. And because it was stinky, I tried to waft, you know, in front of my face, like waft, like you would when it stinks. You're like, ooh, it's stinky, right? You know what I mean? Like, you've done this. Don't act like it was stinky, right? But the way I did it, my hands were too fluid when I was, because it was stinky, but I felt like this was more efficient to get it out of my face. I was like whipping it out of the way, right? And he saw me and he was like, stop doing that. And I'm like, what? Why? And he's like, your hand looked like a whisper, dog. One time he tried to, you know, dap me up, but he had big hands. And so when he did it, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. And so I pulled my hand back, and I pulled my hand back like, and he was like, don't do that. I'm like, what should I do then? He's like, I don't know, but not that. The worst one was, you know, people talk about fight or flight, and people often don't talk about freeze, which is what I did in this particular situation. This dude had been on work release, right? And some dudes who he must have got into it with before he went to jail found out where he worked. They waited for him to take a smoke break, and they tried to jump him. Now, initially, when they tried to jump him, they were just pressing him outside, talking. I don't know if he owed them money. I don't know what the situation was. All I know is I'm walking out with the trash, and then they swing on this dude, all right? And then he, by himself, fights off both of these dudes, and he's not really losing or winning, but he'll take one to give one, and then he'll get one good enough that they back up a bit so he can focus on the other one, and then go back to this guy and everything. But then at one point, my man, he gets clipped. He gets clipped by one of these dudes, right? And they have him with an uppercut, and he goes backwards. And I'm not proud of it, but it was my genuine reaction. When he got hit, I did go. Because apparently I touch my cheeks when I gasp. I didn't know that about me either, but nothing had happened to make me gasp in a long time. So when it happened, I was like, oh. And people look at you different. When you do like a full Macaulay Culkin, when you hit them with the Macaulay, with the... Another one of my New Year's resolutions is to take a break from Facebook Marketplace. This is my thing. It's not even that I'm buying a lot, it's just everyone that I seem to buy off of on Facebook Marketplace I'm never meeting them at a good point in their life. Right? So when I meet them, there's a whole energy to it that doesn't feel like just regular commerce. As an example, I went over one time, I needed a bed frame, so I went to purchase the bed frame. Facebook Marketplace, I show up, right? I've already paid, and I show up to pick up the bed frame, and it's not as if I came there to make a friend. I wasn't trying to sit down and have tea or something like that. I really was there to pick up the bed frame and be out. But the way I was being rushed the entire time was making this start to feel like some stolen goods. Do you know what I mean? Just I'm like, all right, so can I help you put it somewhere? Do you have a truck or do you have something? I was like, oh, okay, all right, calm down, right? And then while taking the bed frame, there's a piece missing. And so then they go to get this piece. And when they go to get the piece, there's a truck that pulls up. And then when they walk back out, they're like, oh no. And then this guy gets out of the truck and he's like, Amy, why? Why? And I'm just here for the bed frame. He's like, Amy, why? And she's like, I told you why. I'm done with you. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything that you do. I've given you so many chances. And now she is yelling over my shoulder. Like I'm here. I'm where I am now. She's right here yelling at him who's behind me going, why? So I am kind of like this child of divorce in this moment. He's like, why? I told you why. No, but why, Amy? Is it him? And I can honestly tell you right now, it didn't look like it would be me, because when he said, is it him? I went, huh? And then she went, what? No. She didn't have that. Now I'm looking at both of them like, huh? And they clearly had some stuff to work out, and I was very uncomfortable. I couldn't get the piece because she was still looking forward. He was crying, so I left the bed frame. Another time. There was another time where I was going to buy a teddy bear. I had someone that I was trying to get the teddy bear for because they like novelty teddy bears. I was trying to do something a little sweet and everything. And I go there to pick up the teddy bear. And not everybody posts the dimensions of the item that you're buying. But when I get there, the teddy bear, my size, right? So way bigger than I was expecting. The teddy bear is like a 5-foot-something teddy bear. And this particular teddy bear, which was apparently like novelty because it was made like handmade and everything, from behind, the teddy bear had a lot of ass. Like a twerkable amount of ass. Like it was cheeky. And so, you know, I'm trying to pick it up and it weighs a man. And so I was like, okay, maybe not. Because now even if I give this as a gift, 1, it's too big, and 2, I'm gonna have to explain what's happening back here. I went to buy a fridge one time, and I get there and I'm talking to this guy about the fridge, like where I should go get it, and he's looking at me confused. And he's standing right outside of the address that I was given, and he sounded all confused. And then he tells me he's there to buy a fridge. And then homeboy opens the door and basically invited us both to go ahead and haggle in person over the fridge. I was like, that's insane. We had a price. We had a price that we agreed on, and the other guy was like 55. And I was like, you're not helping our case at all. You're not a good negotiator. I went to buy a couch. This should have been plain and simple. You're moving, I need a couch, you need to get rid of a couch, we're done. I show up, even had the truck ready because I've known from before, you gotta have the getaway vehicle in tow. And sure enough, pull up, you know, we're carrying out the couch in pieces, cushions first, also like that, trying to get the couch lifted up out the door and stuff. And this man who is selling the couch keeps trying to upsell me on dolls that he made himself. And you can tell. He made these like knockoff porcelain Cabbage Patch dolls which already freaking looking to begin with. They already look at you, no matter where you are in the room, they got eyes on you. And then he made it so he stuffed them a little bit and then he put a button on it. And when you put the button on it, it was supposed to cry. Like, you know, the way that you buy it, it's wham, okay, hold the baby, right. Except he must have recorded the cry. Because this doll's cry was haunting. You press the button on this doll to cry because he did it. No one asked him to. Trying to upsell us on these dolls while we trying to lift a couch that is apparently made out of lead because we cannot get it up. Meanwhile, he not helping, presses the button on the doll, and the doll, instead of a wham, wham, it gives a cry that screams 1800s horror movie. This doll presses the button, this doll goes, ah! I'm doing that because he made so the mouth open. I was so genuinely terrified that I left the couch. That's why I need to take a break from Facebook Marketplace because I don't really leave with my items. I don't really... I don't know, whenever Tupac was murdered, it really was like Black Elvis. Like, we couldn't accept it. We were like, no, he went to Cuba because they was looking for him. Not likely, all right. But we never did that with Biggie. You notice that? Tupac and Biggie got shot within months of each other. And Tupac were like, no, he gonna come back one day. And Biggie, we were like, yeah, that checks out. That's wild. I can't help but think it's because Biggie was heavy. I think deep down we know if it wasn't the bullets, it would have been butter. You know what I mean? Biggie was not long for this one. It was going to be the streets or the kitchen. One of them was coming for Biggie. You know? I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in the day, before the pandemic, they were talking about putting Harriet Tubman on like the 20 or something. I don't even remember what bill it was. And it was like, everyone had an opinion immediately. There were people who thought it was great. There were people who didn't care, you know, a little bit, and then it turned out they cared. And then there were people that were like, no, we can't have this happen. You know? And then Mnuchin said he'd block it, and he did, you know, so it never happened. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I need Harriet on the 20. What bothers me the most is how has Harriet Tubman not had her own sneaker yet? Like, that seems... You know what I mean? Think about it. Who is more deserving of a sneaker deal throughout all the history of America than Harriet Tubman? Come on. If you don't know who Harriet Tubman is, she was the LeBron of escaped slaves, okay? She was putting up numbers. She got a lot of the people to freedom. Buckets. That would have been a motherfucker to be a slave owner while Harriet was around. You come outside, ain't nobody there. You're like... The commercial writes itself. It does. You know, I just beat the Golden State Warriors in my new Adidas Maxes. And it's like, oh, I ran to freedom. How about that? How do you beat that shoe? You don't. I do wonder, and this is a genuine question. I'm being sincere. This isn't like, I'm not going to make fun of you or anything. Does anyone here believe in aliens? Okay.
So, this is my thing. I believed in aliens so hard when I was little. Like, when I was a little kid, I was like, it's just us in the whole universe? Come on, really? Just us. A whole universe. That seems wild, right? And then as I get older, it's becoming harder for me to believe in aliens. Because, especially after everything up until 2023, it's hard to believe in aliens because Trump didn't mention it while he was president. Like, that man told every secret. Anything they told him, he told us in an hour. Like, they would be in the room with this man and be like, "You're not gonna tell anybody, right?" And he's like, "No." And then he leaves and he's like, "Folks," like that was... He could not keep a secret at all. He had the leakiest White House of all time. And he never mentioned aliens, so now I'm like, maybe not. I don't know what to tell you. It's a tough one. For the people who believe in aliens, once again, I'm being sincere. I wonder if aliens haven't made broad daylight obvious contact with us because they think we're boring or because they've seen how we treat each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was an alien above Earth looking down all this time, I'd be like, oof, they don't even like when you have different skin. And I got 3 dicks, so they gonna kill me immediately, just out of jealousy if nothing else. God damn. Might as well stay up here where it's safe. Ooh. I feel this is a weird thing. I respect that people have to be like choosy when they're dating, and sometimes you have to make choices based off, like, you get a little inkling of a thing and you call it a red flag, or because you're like, I know how it's gonna go after that. And sometimes people are overly harsh about that, but it's necessary, you know? Like, I think about my friend. I went to a club with my buddy, and he had a full, like, almost rom-com experience. He saw this woman across the club, truly across the club. He was like, the light was just shining on her a little extra, you know? So then my man made his way over, and it was almost like the dance floor was parting as he was walking over to her. And then he gets up to her, he lays his thickest game on that he has. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? You know, mind if I buy you a drink or something?" And she turns around and looks him up and down and goes, no. Nah, that's not what we doing. And he tries one more time. He's like, "Why can't I buy you a drink? Get to know you. We might like each other." And she looks him up and down again, and she goes, "Your shoes." Which I know, it sounds super vapid. That's wild. It sounds really materialistic, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm on her side. Because when he looked down, both his shoes were untied. And it's like, yeah, bro, how did you... There's no better way to walk up to a woman and be like, "You have to take care of me eventually," than to have both your shoes untied when you approach the conversation. How'd you even make it over without tripping? It's crazy. Dude, one shoe could happen to anybody. Both shoes hasn't happened since the 3rd grade, all right? If you approach a woman with both your shoes untied, you might as well walk up with a glass of milk in one hand and a cookie in the other. Talking about, "You want to be friends?" Because that's what the fuck you look like with both your shoes untied. It's insane. I was watching a movie this week. Have you heard of Downfall? Anybody? Okay. It's a German movie, and it's about the last 10, 12 days of, like, Hitler and the Third Reich. It was like when they were losing the war, and it's from the account of the secretary that was in the bunker, of just, like, you know, Hitler was freaking out and everything. And it got me to thinking, like, how do you contend with the idea that there's a higher power while watching all of the horrible stuff that happened around the world in World War II? It's like the worst atrocities against humanity happen, but also there's supposed to be this higher power that's fully in control and everything. And people talk about if they could go back in time, they'd kill baby Hitler and stuff like that. You know? I'm like, all right, yeah. But if I was God, I think I would have just given Hitler a real high voice. Ain't nobody following him then. If that dude rock up and be like, listen to me. There's something happening in the fatherland that must be stopped. I don't even think you let that dude work fast food. You'd be like, nah, that voice too annoying. He's like, listen to me about the Jews. It's like, no, we caught you. I'll be vulnerable for a second. I thought I had it all figured out, you know. I was sexting. And sexting's a very precarious situation. You want to make sure you're sexting at the right time, you know? Because if it's like 8 o'clock, you still got other people texting you, you know? You don't want to accidentally send a text that's incoming to somebody because you opened the thing. You know what I mean? And it's also like, what if you're not that skilled? Like, what if I'm not good texting with just my left hand? Now you texting typos and stuff. It's knocking the sexy right out of your sexting. You know, it's like, I'm gonna fud your bass. It's like, nobody's into it now. You know? So I had an idea. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I didn't talk to anybody about it. I had never heard anybody doing this, but in my mind, it was the best thing to do. I was like, I'm just gonna speak to text. So that way, I don't gotta worry about the other hand and everything, and I can just like get in the zone and stuff. I don't have to worry about other people texting me and everything. And it went horribly wrong. Because I wasn't at home. I was at my childhood home. So I was in my room, but it wasn't my house, you know? And it was, 9 o'clock or so, and we were sexted. And look, I'll read you the thing right now. This is what. Okay. All right. So she's like, "Oh, okay. And what would you do if you were here right now?" And then I was like, "Girl, I would tear those clothes off. And Mom, what are you doing in here?" Mom, I had the door closed. You can't just open the door. I was just coming to see if you wanted dinner. No, I'm okay. Mom, get out right now. Boy, how you gonna tell me to get out somewhere in my house? I'm sorry, Mom. Please, can you please leave and close the door? You know we don't have closed doors in this house. Which is true. That's a very, black family thing of, you not closing the door in my house. What you up to in there? And I was like, Mama, please leave. Please. Please leave. And she was like, all right, what's the big deal? I was like, nothing, Mom. Just please get out of here. So anyway, girl, I would say... All right, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great night. to the Josh Johnson Show. Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. I've had to go to the doctor a ton recently. Like a
ton?
Yeah, like a
Is
lot.
it still for your injured booby?
It's been my chest. It's been a couple of things, and it just has reminded me about other times and made me think about other times I've been to the doctor.
Oh God, we've never really talked about this, and I'm sure you have experiences that are going to baffle me.
Yeah, but
me
these
shake my head.
like won't be my fault though. These are because I show up in a doctor's office to be doctored. Like I don't
Right? Yeah.
I don't have any control over what happens
One
next.
doctor, please.
Yeah. So I was even telling some friends today about how at my old doctor's office. This place was not good. Okay. So the doctor was good. I had a good doctor. I'm not going to sit here and act like I am a good doctor. The staff at the office made it feel like by the time he got to me, I wasn't at the doctor. Does that make sense? Like
you're more at a DMV than a doctor's office.
So this doctor's office that I went to, okay. So when I was in Chicago, right? I'd go to the doctor a couple times. One time I had strep throat. Like it would be stuff that was like not too serious, but still you should go to the doctor, right?
You gotta get some meds. Strep throat, you'll live. You need some antibiotics.
Yeah. And so I remember, I was like insanely sick with strep. That was the worst strep I've ever had. And luckily, my mom also came to Chicago at the time and was like nursing me back to health.
Aww.
But when I went to the doctor, okay, first of all, I get there because I don't know how to pick a doctor. I'm not out here like knowing what doctor's good or if. And then it was at a time where I had good insurance but not great insurance. So then my insurance didn't cover a bunch of people, and it was just it was wild. So I find a doctor that's like within my network or whatever is going to be pretty cheap with the copay. Mm-hmm. I roll up to that doctor, and first of all, from the outside, the place did not scream health. Like, there's just something about when the bricks coming off the brick building, like when the bricks are chipped hard, it looked like somebody had been carving the bricks. So then I remember
someone's
walking
been trying
in
to get into this hospital.
Yeah, I remember walking in and being like, I'm clearly in the wrong office, but I'll at least ask them where the office is, right? Mm-hmm. And the first question I was asked when I stepped inside and stood at the receptionist's desk was, what?
I don't know. That would also make me kind of feel like this is maybe a really good doctor's office.
Nah, not at all. So then she said, what? And I was like, oh, I'm here for my appointment, right?
Yeah.
And then she says, what appointment? As if no one has an appointment today. Like
right. As if that's not a thing they do there.
Yeah.
That's not a service they provide at this specific
I'm
doctor's office. No appointments.
I'm not even fully
only.
clocking right now that she's being rude. Like, it's not even occurring to me that this person is being insanely rude. Because right now, all that's actually in my head is like, I feel terrible.
Right.
I just want to be seen by somebody that can help me, right? So I'm not even giving any attitude back. I'm genuinely just like, she says, what appointment? And I go, the one at 9:45. like it's not registering with me that she's like attacking me. You know what I mean? Like she, because the what and the what appointment were not friendly.
Yeah.
And so she's like, what appointment? I was like, the one at 9:45. And then she stares at me for a second, and then she just goes, okay.
I don't know. I kind of love her. She's kind of my favorite.
And so then I'm standing there. I'm like, so am I supposed to fill anything out or like? She said yes. It was like, this is insane. Dude, this is a horrible experience. I hope she's never at anybody's deathbed because that would be truly tragic. Am I dying? Yes.
And then you bring the filled form back up, and she's like, "You're still here?"
Yeah.
What?
I gave you that to get rid of you. And so she gives me the forms. I sit down. I'm filling out the forms.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one else. Like, okay, I genuinely feel like I'm the first person at this doctor. Like, I feel like this is his first day of being a doctor. This is first like day with the office. Like, the team's all here for this day, right? And and so I fill out the papers, and I fill out the papers, I give them back, and then she's like, "You can sit back down because it's gonna be a while." And not even in a way.
You meant 9:45 today?
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel terrible, but I still haven't fully clocked it of like just how terrible this person's being, and so then
because you just want to die.
I feel horrible. So
anyone can say anything to you in that state.
Dude,
and you won't catch it till maybe a week later.
I clearly didn't catch it until 7 years later because we're just now talking about it. When you're sick enough, things don't register like that for you.
No, not at all.
So then she tells me it's going to be a while, and I just, out of like desperation, I just ask her like, "Oh, because it's like 10 now." Because it took me a while to get the forms. Like, she gave me the forms after a couple minutes. Then it took me some time to fill them out. So I was like, "It's 10." And then she was like, "I don't know what you want me to do about that."
Yeah.
I was like, geez. Okay. All right. And then she tells me, she just offers it up as extra information. The doctor not here yet. And so I just go sit down, and I've got my hands.
You got our red eye back from Vegas. He's not here yet.
Dude, I have my hands in my head because I'm genuinely like, I'm really scared I'm gonna die, right?
Well, because you probably got a fever. If you got strep, usually that comes with it. So you're probably just sitting there, probably looking like you're dying.
Dude,
and this is still the attitude that she's giving you.
I am like, I look like I make juice right out of my own skin. I'm sweating so much. It's like that is a
sentence
wet.
I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with the sentence. I look like I make juice.
I look like I make juice out of my own sweat, and it is ripe season. Okay, dude, I'm pouring sweat. I've never been wetter in my life, right? Like,
you got streams shooting off you like a character crying in an anime.
You could slide me up and down a sidewalk. I have so much sweat. And so I'm just sitting there feeling like horrible. I've got my head in my hands. I'm like kind of ready to cry, but I'm not there, right? And then this guy busts through the doors, like bust in.
Yeah.
This dude busts in, runs past reception, everything, and it was like startling the way that he ran in. And in my head, I was like, I kind of hope that's not the doctor, because he also had a trench coat on, and the trench coat what's the difference between a trench coat and a duster?
I guess I'm not entirely sure. That's a good question.
Okay, basically, whatever he had made it look like he had a whole coat behind him that was when he was running. So it basically just looked like he had a cape. But this dude busts through the doors, runs to the back of the office, and so I'm sitting there for had to be like 10 more minutes. And then another nurse comes in, right? Into the waiting room, and she's like, "The doctor will see you now." And I go with her. She's like, "Come with me." And I go to the room. There's no doctor in the room, right?
Right.
It's just, I understand the lingo though of like the doctor will see you now, see you soon sort of thing. But then my tech that's like doing all of the vitals and like checks the blood pressure, everything.
Right.
This dude is sick. This dude is sick. All right. I'm feeling terrible. This dude is dying. All right. This man's sick. Because then I get in there, right? And so my man is like sitting there typing. Okay. And he's typing at the keyboard, just like typing away, which anytime they're not asking me anything and I gave them the form and they're still typing, I don't know what that could be for. Because this is my first time at this doctor. So maybe he's starting a file for me, whatever, right? But
yeah,
as he's typing, every time he talks, this man can't stop coughing, right?
Oh, God.
And this dude coughing hard. Like he coughing from the bottom of his belly, okay?
From the diaphragm.
This dude,
He has theater training.
this dude is coughing, okay? So he's asking me like questions I've already filled out on the form.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to not get upset because sometimes that happens and it's so aggravating. Because why did I fill out this form for like 7 pages of this thing as a new patient? And so, he's asking me my birth date again, stuff like that. And some of it he's just confirming. So he must be typing it in.
Right.
And so he's like, birthday, 3/6. Oh! Like the coughs are so long. This dude coughing forever. And then and to the point where I ask him, I'm like, hey, are you all right?
Do you need me to get you something?
Yeah, like are you okay? Because I understand there must be such a dilemma with calling in sick when you work at a doctor's office.
When you work at sick?
Yeah,
When
you work
you're
at sick and you're like,
at sick.
I'm too sick to be at sick today.
Oh, really? Oh, did you get sick from working where the sick lives? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, sure. Take the day.
So then I can understand my man's inclination to have to come in
Right. Yeah.
because it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
And so he's coughing hard and like it honestly, the first time I ever thought about droplets was not COVID. The first time I thought about droplets was this moment. Because this man just infected the whole keyboard that he's on. Because he's coughing so quickly, he's not covering his mouth. Okay? So my man is just like,
good. That's a quality you want in a healthcare provider.
He's like, so your weight is 100 and...
Oh, no, God, just take me.
Like the coughs are punches to his stomach. That's what it sounds like. And then he finally has one coughing fit that lasts for a while. like it was to the point where I was like, do I really need to be in here for this? Because he turned his head to cough and did not stop coughing for what it had to be like 2 full minutes. And 2 minutes is not a long time, but when you're coughing, like I thought this dude was dying in front of me.
If it's coughing, 2 minutes is a day.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time. That's a long time to have no control of your body.
And so then this dude rolls up way too close to me and is like, let me get your blood pressure.
Good Lord.
I was like, all right, like I'm reluctantly putting my arm out, right?
You're trying to lean away as far as you can.
Yeah. I'm like leaning away from him as he's like, and this is the worst part. This is like, clearly they don't have all the resources because you know how there's even those cuff machines at like Walgreens, or at least there used to be. Those cuff machines check your blood pressure.
Right.
This dude this is an old school from the 1800s. Like he put a stethoscope on my pulse and then just wrapped it real hard.
I thought maybe we'd have the thing around it and he has to like blow it up manually.
No. This dude wrapped
it's just a floaty.
Yeah, he put a wrap around my arm and wrapped it over and over again too, like he get me ready for drugs.
Yeah.
And then it's just listening, and then he got his watch, and he's just like, And then then this is the thing that I didn't like that they did. He goes, and like, you can't have little noises like that.
No, especially that. It sounded like he was asking a question to your pulse.
Yeah, like he
what's
seems
that?
like he's
Okay.
about to guess what my blood pressure is. You can't finish blood pressure with that's an acquisitive.
I mean, something's pumping. So
Yeah. I heard something
Good
in
for
there.
you.
So I
I
already
heard
didn't like the
something.
nonverbal that he did.
like,
And then
oh God, something lives in your arm.
And then this dude, and this is the wild thing as well. He started to do some stuff that just seems like the doctor should be doing it, right? So sometimes I don't know what the official name is. If it's a tech, I think it's a tech that can take the blood pressure and like fill out the form to get ready for the doctor and stuff. So the doctor
Yeah, I think
can
it
just
depends. There's techs, there's physicians, assistants. I'm not really.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this dude was.
Listen,
sick.
I live with a nurse, and she's explained these things to me. I don't remember. I don't remember whose job is what. So
Yeah. Okay, so then
all I know is everything she tells me about her day sounds gross. So
then this dude and this is ever since I was little, the doctor did this, but hey, it's this doctor's office. I guess he can rule it how he wants.
right, yeah.
But then this guy, after he gets done with my blood pressure, grabs a popsicle stick and is like, say ah. And I'm like, this man gonna cough in my mouth. Like I'm not doing it. Like, y'all go ahead and kill me. Cause clearly you gonna get me one way or the other. Like,
yeah.
like this dude literally said, say ah.
Ugh.
And so I'm like, I'm good. Let me I'll wait.
Yeah.
I literally told him, I was like, I'll wait. And he's like, what?
Nah,
I was like, no, I'll wait.
I'll get you next week with the
Yeah, I'll wait for the next. I'll wait for the other dude to come through and,
Yeah.
and I'll do the awe for him.
I'll literally do it for anyone else.
Yeah, I don't just awe for anybody. All right.
Go get another person in the waiting room. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just I know you. I'm not gonna do it for you.
And so then he's like, oh, okay. Like, he's clearly like, this has never happened to me before, sort of thing. Like, he just like shakes off and he's like, well, can I take your temperature at least? I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then, takes my temperature. Clearly I have a fever because I look like fever. Like there's no way I didn't have a fever. If I didn't have a fever, I'd be like, oh, okay, well then I am Aquaman, because no one that doesn't have a fever and a t-shirt on should be sweating this much.
Right, yeah.
It was the first time I've ever sweat like from my forearm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't have sweat running down my arm. I was sweating out of each piece of arm.
It's like remember in the first X-Men movie when that one senator just like dissolves into water?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to you.
And so
How's that for a fucking reference, huh?
I get my temperature taken. Of course, I have a fever. But apparently my fever, I don't remember what it was, but apparently it was so high that he took it out. Because also, as well as old school thermometers as well. So
okay.
So then my man takes it out, looks at it, and goes, uh-oh. And then just shakes it while he looking at me. After he said, uh-oh. Oh, you dead, all right?
What? I love that you found
This
a
dude was
doctor's
rude.
office. You found a doctor's office where not a single person who works there has bedside manner. Like
It's
not
it's
not
crazy.
a single one. Usually maybe one or two, but the fact that every single person in that staff is like, fuck.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody on this staff is the doctor's cousin. Because no one should be hiring them. Okay?
Yeah.
These people, like, it on a regular day, I think I would have walked out. Because on a regular day at reception, I would have been like, this is way too rude for me to not know you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even with this guy, I'm like, hey, I feel the thing you're saying. So you don't need to say it to me. You know what I mean? So this dude, and then he swayed the thermometer. Look, this is the thing that, just for comedy, this is the thing that killed me that he did, that he doesn't even realize is as funny as it is.
Yeah.
He looked at it, said started to shake it, right? Mm-hmm. Looked at it one more time and went, oof. This dude pulled out my mouth.
Yeah, that's just straight up comedy business right there. That's straight up.
Then he leaves, right? Doctor comes in. Doctor is like is
covered in blood.
It'd be so funny. Doctor, like I thought,
he runs an out of breath sleeve torn.
That doctor, like I thought, runs in, was the guy in the trench coat. Okay,
right.
And then he immediately walks down and sits at his desk, which is where the tech was typed. Like, in my head, I'm like, do I warn him that he about to get infected? Because, like, that dude coughed all over this stuff.
Yeah.
We start talking, and he's like, tell me how you're feeling, everything. And honestly, the actual doctor was like a good doctor. Like, like legitimately, he's like a good, we talked it out. He told me some of the things it could be. He prescribed some antibiotics and like gave.
Well, good.
He was a good doctor.
He's clearly a good guy because he gave his cousin Dave a job after the auto body shop closed. So
yeah. And it's as I'm walking out that I go back to the reception desk. I'm like, so because also you have to remember, I'm in Chicago. I'm very young at the time, and I've only been to the doctor a couple times without my parents,
Right.
Like I don't think in all the time I was in college, I went to the college nurse a couple times. But I don't think I ever went to a doctor the entire 4 years that I was in college. I could be wrong, but I don't remember going to a doctor. So outside of being in high school and being like at the doctor with my mom when my mom would set my checkup, and then being in college where you could go to the college nurse.
Right.
But like I would also, you're so young when you're in college too, you just let stuff roll off of you.
Yeah. Or, into your 30s too.
Sure. And
I've been to the doctor probably a shockingly low number of times.
Yeah, like I realized in that moment as I'm walking out that this is because basically the doctor was like, she'll sort you out at reception when it comes to the prescription and all this stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like where to pick it up, I mean. So then I get up to the front desk and I'm realizing that this is one of, if not the first times that I'm settling all this on my own at the tail end of it,
Yeah.
And so I walk up and I think I have my insurance card with me. I was like super prepared because I just didn't know what would happen if you weren't. Like I didn't know if they would like, like
you
when
brought
you
your passport,
like like when you can't, that old trope from sitcoms where you can't pay for dinner, so they make you wash dishes in the back.
Yeah.
A part of me was like, if you don't have your insurance card, maybe they just take the health back that they gave you.
Maybe that's how those people ended up working there.
Yeah, they didn't bring their insurance card.
They had no interest in going into medicine.
Hey, we're going to need you to check some tongues if you don't have your money, all right?
Yeah, he had come in that morning because he was very sick but couldn't pay his bill.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you're handling the next guy then.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
And so then I'm going up to the desk again, and the woman... the woman is not happy to see me. I just look like I got a question, you know. She's immediately upset.
Here you come with your face again.
Mm-hmm. And so basically I walk up and I'm like, so is there like what do I owe you, sort of thing. I'm trying to be like jolly about it still, because I find that even with rude people, you win them over eventually if you just don't break.
Yeah. If you stand firm in being cordial.
Yeah. Eventually
they'll soften at least.
Yeah, there's a tenseness that you can see lift off with a lot of people. That's not everybody. Some people are evil.
Some people are evil, and they won't necessarily be like nice, but they'll be less mad at you.
Yeah. And so then I asked, like, what do I owe you? And she was like, I don't know. And now that I'm not dying, now that I know that, okay, this is strep, and like I'm gonna get antibiotics, and I've had strep before, so I'll feel better, all because of all that stuff. Now I like, as far as a mood, I really can't be touched now, because like now I don't have the desperation of thinking I'm dying, but I also don't have the I guess like the fear enough to be distracted.
Yeah, and so you dodged your mouth getting coughed in, so you're feeling good.
Now
you're feeling like the day's coming up, Joshy.
I'm actually optimistic now. So now she really can't touch me. And I was like, oh, well, if you don't know, maybe it's all the house. Like just a little joke in there, right? And she was like, that's not how this works.
It gets to a point where you just want to be like, ma'am, what is your job here?
Yeah.
Why are you here at all?
Ma'am, you should just fight the next person you see, because it would be way quicker than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Everyone would know the deal at least.
Yeah. So then
how do I sign in? Well, first you got to go fight that lady, and then someone will come get you.
So then she looks up the closest pharmacy next to me, make sure that that's where I can pick up my prescription. And she's like, we'll have to let you know about the bill and everything. You got to check with your insurance. This is like a thing that I found funny. I don't even know if they're like allowed to ask this, but this is like her last thing as I'm walking out, right? Like this is like her last jab, okay? Is like, I was telling her, oh, this is where I live, so this is the pharmacy closest to me, everything. She's like, okay, I'll send it there. And then I was like, so for the bill, and she's like, we're gonna have to check with your insurance, okay? Do you have good insurance? And then I said that I was like, oh, I don't know. And then she was like, well, if you don't know. I was like, okay, wow.
Was this like an ex-girlfriend of yours and you didn't recognize her? Like,
it was crazy, man. It was like
so mad at you.
It was one of those things where I was almost like, I hope she doesn't have the power, and I don't think she does, but I hope she doesn't have the power to poison my drugs. Like,
right.
But yeah, no, it was a busted. And then also the waiting room in this doctor's office had too many lights out. Like,
yeah,
like when I sat down, I'm not saying I don't love fluorescent light, so I'm not even saying that there can't be a little mood lighting. I'm not saying that it has to be completely blasted with fluorescent bulbs. Yeah. All I am saying is that if you're going to have them, have all of them, just as an option.
Yeah.
Because there were some that were clearly out.
Right. Because there's having some lights turned off, but then there's noticing when lights don't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if no one's got the time to change a bulb.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty willy-nilly with that needle.
Jeez.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, no, but it was terrible. Luckily, I healed up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, the emotional scars never healed, but the strep went away.
Yeah, the strep went away.
but the receptionist left a mark on your insides.
I did actually forget about them for a long time, so I guess it did kind of heal. I forgot it happened, but yeah. No, I've been going to the doctor a lot. You know,
Yeah.
So I'm just over here doing my best, trying to stay healthy and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you, I mean, not to get into your medical history, but like how often you go into the doctor? You just there quite a bit?
I mean, I haven't even been keeping track, but I feel like at least I could be wrong about this because LA broke it up quite a bit because I didn't obviously go to the doctor when I was in LA.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But before I went to LA and since I've been back from LA, which has not been long, I think I've been, it's starting to feel like once a week.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it's like, sometimes it's a checkup on the last thing and sometimes it's a different thing. Like, I mean, who knows? You might end up wanting to cut this, but I had to get a sonogram today.
Okay.
And so the sonogram was just to make absolutely positively sure that my balls are normal. All right. So just to make positive.
Let's get into this.
Well, basically, there's not very much to tell, but basically, when they were doing it in my head, I was like, man, this is like the worst time to find out if something's wrong. Like literally, your pants are down. You know.
You'd hope they'd let you get yourself right before they drop the bomb.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm
they're just gonna look down at your balls and be like, yeah, those are busted.
I'm genuinely laying back, and you know the person who's operating the sonogram is like, I'm so tense because I'm trying to be still. Because when I had to have my MRI, they were like really stressing, hey, you have to be completely still or we have to restart. And I didn't know if the sonogram was the same. So I'm trying to like be so still that I'm tense in the face. Like I can feel my face tensing up because I'm like, don't move, you idiot. Like just be still.
Don't wiggle your balls.
And it's to the point where I'm like so tense that the person stops and they're like, Are you okay? Like, are you all right? Because are you in pain? Because your whole face is clenched. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I was just like trying to be still for you and everything.
Yeah.
Trying to help you. And she was like, you don't have to be that still. Like it's fine. Like I moved the thing, so you know. Then the first half of it, I'm just like, it's like for basically the first half of the entire thing, I was like rigid still,
so
just clenched up, and then I relaxed a bit. And you know, I don't know if I guess they take pictures as they go.
Okay.
For the sonogram, because it seemed like there was typing while the tool was moving or whatever, and then I'm like so in my head the entire time. Because when I walked in, I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. But then when you're getting a test done, you start to think, what if something's wrong with me?
Absolutely. When a test is being done, you can convince yourself you have anything.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to find out, that's when. And so you're having the test done.
Yeah, I'm also just like, I'm once again getting really in my head, going every which way with it. It's to the point where genuinely I let my mind race enough through enough scenarios that in my head as I'm laying there, I've already got my affairs in order. Like, I'm like thinking about my funeral, like just like, oh man, I think a lot of people wouldn't make it because like who does destination funerals, you know?
Hey, I'd fly out, man.
You know, but then also it's like
I am gonna say it's a show though. So, I mean, if you get I'm gonna need you to put in the will that I do a eulogy so I can say it's work and I can write off the flight.
yeah. But these are the things I was thinking about because in my head I was like, all right, look, I'm not actually from New York, so I don't think I want to be buried here. If I'm buried, then I don't think like I would maybe want Chicago, but I'd be taking up space, and there are people who were like born in Chicago. And I don't want to take that from them, but then it would have to be like a Louisiana funeral, which is then like who's gonna fly to my hometown where the airport is only taking in like 4 flights a day, and then you have to make at least one connection, if not 2, to get there, all for a funeral of a guy that was like nice, but like I don't know, and then.
Wow, really middling review for yourself there.
Well, no, I just mean like when you think of a big funeral, you have to have impacted lots of people's lives in a way that's
or just be from a big dumb Catholic family like me.
I guess so, but like
I'll pull in numbers.
You have to have impacted
for sure. Yeah.
So many people that you. What's the best way to put this? It's like even if you impacted like 10,000 people, all 10,000 aren't coming, right? Because there's a flight involved and because of the day of the week. So I'm like, am I gonna be that guy? Am I gonna have a weekend funeral? Am I gonna mess up people's weekend, or should I just have a Monday funeral? Because this is the thing: if you have a Monday funeral, people already sad it's Monday.
Yeah.
So let's just get it and you.
Yeah.
In the same. But then I was like, I don't want to make a Monday worse. So what if I did a Tuesday? Because now, somebody had to go in Monday, but now they might get a whole day off coming to see me.
Right.
So I'm doing a last solid for the people that love me.
Yeah.
And honestly, by the time I'm like midways deep into this scenario of like what I'll do, and like I gotta make sure that everybody's taken care of and everything. By the time I do that stuff, the tech is once again like, are you in pain? Because you're making faces again. And I realized I was like making faces for every scenario of like, it can't be like I'm like I'm squinting, like I can't get buried in Louisiana.
Hey man, you good? You look like you're planning your own funeral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything good though? Your balls check out?
No, this is the worst part. So then after all that,
oh shit.
She gets done and she's like, okay, like you just have to really check your nonverbals when you work in medicine, because I don't know if these okays are like what she's looking at on the screen or just her day because it's early. Like
that's it's her job too.
Yeah.
So if you're at your job, you have a little more like, okay, let's look. Yeah.
And so then I'm like, she's like, you're good to go. And I put my clothes back on and everything, and I was like, should I throw this? Because they give you a whole setup for it, and I was like, should I throw this away? And she's like, no, you're good to go, and then she goes and sits back down at the computer that she was on for the sonogram, and then she's like just typing away, and I grabbed the door handle, and as I'm about to walk out, I'm like, hey, I was just wondering, because I was here the whole time and everything, do I look like normal, or like is anything bad or anything? And she was like, I really can't comment. I'm not the radiologist. So.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough. So to answer your question, I still don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully this won't be some sad foreshadowing.
No. I think I'm all right. That would be wild to get a sorry about your balls, King. That would be chaos. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Oh man. You made me think of one thing though from doctor's office, because I was like, have I had anything weird happen at the doctor's? And just like little things, nothing too big. But there was one that I wasn't here for this, but it was about me weirdly. It was after, this is years ago, but I had done a show like in kind of the area of my hometown. A lot of people came out and whatever. And a friend had texted me, a former student actually had texted me, and said that there was two old people talking about my show in the lobby, and just one of them just said, I'll never pay money to see him again. And I was like, damn, okay. What a brutal review from an old man waiting in a doctor's office. That's what's on his mind, is how little he liked my set.
That is truly wild.
Isn't that awful? Isn't that fucking awful?
That like that's one of those things that is actually like out of a sitcom. Because when you think about it, it would be like if for whatever reason your friend knew two grave diggers, and they were digging graves on like a Monday, and they were talking about the show, and he was like, made me wish I was here. Like, just, it's one of those things where you're like, wait, why would they?
When he just texted me out of the blue, I'm like, thanks. Why would you tell me this?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, people truly have no idea what they should and shouldn't tell you sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, like even when it comes to medical stuff, I've had people tell me way too much when I just ask them if they were okay. Like if I know someone went to the doctor and I ask them, you know, are you all right and everything.
Right. Yeah.
I've had people tell me, like, they told me like I was their second opinion.
Yeah.
They went into so much depth that by the end I was like, I think sound like you have it. All right. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a doctor, but you sat up here telling me all that stuff. So I would eat better.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a doctor start telling me what meds his wife was on. And I'm like, I don't feel like you should be telling me any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, people really let the doctor-patient privilege slip way more than attorney-client privilege.
Yeah. But especially, I don't know if it goes the other way, though. Like
What do you
him
mean?
telling me meds his wife's on, like, I'm not beholden to any doctor-patient confidentiality.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like lawyers are very aware at all times, like, oh, if I tell this person about this thing, I could lose my job. And I feel like even I have friends who became doctors, and they'll tell me stories where I'm like, oof, I don't know if I should know this part.
Yeah. That doctor did end up losing his license to prescribe medicine. So that does all check out, I think.
My favorite. One second.
Oh, I think we froze for a second there.
Yeah.
I see it.
That was genuinely a computer thing because my entire computer freaked out. So that was not.
Oh, okay.
I think that was not just a connection thing.
Well, we've also been having connection lags because we actually had someone from like the internet company in the area show up the other day and just say that like some of the main lines, not even on our house, but some like the main like fiber wire or whatever has been partially eaten by squirrels. So
Yeah.
Iowa internet, baby.
I hope they were electrocuted.
I hope so. Oh, God.
One of my